How are you all? Let me first introduce myself. I'm Ramiro Salazar, Director of the San Antonio Public Library. On behalf of the staff and the Library Board of Trustees, I want to extend a very warm welcome to all of you. Thank you for being here for this exciting announcement. We're extremely excited to be sharing with you a brand new initiative with the San Antonio Public Library and in partnership with our mayor. And this will give me a great opportunity to express to you, Mayor Taylor, our appreciation for coming up with this idea, for your not only support of libraries, but your support for reading, for literature, and it was your idea to create a Mayor's Book Club or a reading initiative, and we're happy that today we can launch it. We also have other partners that join us in making this initiative possible, and at this time I would like to recognize the San Antonio Public Library Foundation. We have, hey Ty, we have Ty Edwards representing the Library Foundation. We have the Friends of the San Antonio Public Library. I know the president of the Friends, Linda Orange, is here somewhere. There's Linda. Linda, thank you and the Friends for your support. The City of San Antonio Parks and Recreation Department and the Department of Human Services. These are the primary partners. Thank you for being here. That help us put this together. And with any endeavor, there's staff work, and lots of staff have been working from multi-departments to really put together this project. And there are too many staff members to list, but I want to recognize all the staff members that have been involved in providing support for this initiative. I'd like to provide special thanks to the mayor's staff, Carrie Plack, and also Rebecca Flores Esquedo for your leadership and your assistance with this project. There's some other folks I'd like to recognize that are here in the audience. Councilwoman for District 3, Rebecca Villagran is here. Yeah. Welcome, Councilwoman. We also have a couple of members from the Library Board of Trustees. We have our board chair, Jean Grady. We also have Linda Nairn, representing District 10, and Judy Cruz, who's the mayoral appointee. There's Judy. Welcome. And we have other members of Friends that are here. Nancy Gandara, immediate past president, and Mary McAfee, also president, and was president of the Library Board of Trustees also. We have Art Applewhite, senior advisor of the Alamo Rocketeers. You will see that we have a display here of rockets. If you want some additional information, this is the Alamo Rocketeer Club. They do great work with youth to get them excited about engineering and rocketeering. We have members of students from Providence High School who are here. Welcome. I'd like to recognize Charlotte Ann Lucas from Nowcast, and we're live right now. Thank you, Charlotte Ann. And Ana Acevedo, who's the Education Policy Administrator for the city. Ana's here. There, that's Ana. Thank you. So today we're here to share the details about the Mayor's Book Club, a community-wide reading campaign aimed at cultivating a community experience through reading and discussion. Mayor Taylor has been a consistent champion of libraries and education, and we're grateful for her continued support of the San Antonio Public Library and the services that we provide to the community throughout the 26 locations we have in this city. As an avid reader herself, and I visited with her when she first contacted me about this project, and she was sharing with me the many books that she has read, and I'm not sure how you get the time to read books, but I know you're an avid reader. So she's a great supporter of literature, and it was this desire that led to the creation of this idea of creating an opportunity for the community to come together and share a particular book, and to provide opportunities for all members of the community, regardless of where you reside, to come together, perhaps as parts of book clubs, smaller book clubs, and to be engaged in a dialogue talking about one book, to share the experiences, to talk about the importance of reading. And we're extremely grateful for Mayor Taylor for her not only support for actually spearheading and for her leadership regarding this program. And at this time, I would like to invite her to the podium. Mayor.
about kicking off the Mayor's Book Club. As Ramiro mentioned, reading has been such an important part of my life, and it's just such a treat to me to disappear into a novel or any good book. It was certainly an important part of my education. My love of reading served me well throughout my foundation years in school, as well as throughout college and graduate school, and carrying into my professional life. And our city really needs to encourage a culture of reading in order to counteract our unacceptably high levels of illiteracy and to help prepare all San Antonians for a productive future. I'd like to commend the San Antonio Public Library and the nonprofit group Each One for Teach One for their work to address adult illiteracy, and groups like Literacy San Antonio for their work as a clearinghouse and advocate on this issue. Almost anyone can learn to read. We have examples of success right here in San Antonio, but some estimates still put us at 60th in the nation in terms of adult functional literacy. And so that's really not acceptable, because we can't prepare our residents for jobs of the future if they can't read a job application. So as mayor, I really want to address this persistent problem as part of a larger initiative related to workforce development and local economic growth. And so we'll be putting together a summit to address that a little later this year. But today I want to focus more on that joy of reading and why I wanted to create a Mayor's Book Club. Yes, I've read for school, but reading was also an escape for me as a young person, particularly, for me growing up in Queens. My parents were very focused on ensuring that I would be prepared for the hereafter. We spent a lot of time in church. And there were a lot of things that they felt were at odds with what we learned in church. And so I wasn't allowed to go to the movies, and I wasn't allowed to go to parties, and I wasn't allowed to do a lot of things that other kids were doing. But they didn't put any limits on what I could read. And so I read everything. In fact, I was just laughing with a staff member about one of the things that I read that probably they would have been completely shocked if they'd known I was reading that. Clan of the Cave Bear, which had some quite graphic depictions of caveman sex. I probably read when I was 15, but just to escape into a whole new world, whether it be prehistoric times or Civil War era, or to learn about, the story of a famous person that I admired and what their challenges were growing up, that was just so exciting for me. And to this day, reading is really a favorite hobby and pastime. And I can honestly say that probably the main drawback to me serving in this role as mayor, and even during my time on council, is that I don't have as much time to read as I would like to. So that really is one of the challenges, not being able to read as much as I'd like to, and trying to stay awake to read. But I do carve out time to do that whenever I can. I had never been more proud and pleased than the day a few months back when my daughter came home from school, where they had a book fair, and she brought me a copy of 12 Years a Slave by Solomon Northup, and I was just so excited that she wanted to bring me a book because she knows how much I love to read. Now, that was a difficult read, reading firsthand about some of those challenging times and that time in our history. But it was great to be able to expand my knowledge and understanding, because I had been someone who's read and studied a lot about Civil War and slavery, but actually in reading that book, there were some aspects of that institution and that time that I hadn't known about, that it really was enlightening for me to learn even more about that. So when it came time to create the Mayor's Book Club, I didn't pick a book about San Antonio or even a book set in Texas. And now it's time for the big reveal, so you can see what book I did choose. Rebecca, please do the honors. Ta-da! I chose Rocket Boy. Rocket Boy, the memoir of a NASA engineer who grew up in a coal mining town in Appalachia. And Rocket Boys is about one boy and his love for science, his struggles with his father, his childhood friendships, but it's also a book about universal themes: authority and independence, dream of progress, love of learning, and how far education can carry us. It's also a beautiful portrait of a community by outward standards, a poor community that is rich in human relationships, caring, and potential. This memoir is a strong reminder, or perhaps for many readers, an introduction to the idea that people of diverse ethnicities, faiths, and socioeconomic status have much more in common than that which separates us. And so when we read about this small West Virginia town in the 1950s, we come to know those people, and we also come to realize certain truths about ourselves. That is a true gift of reading, and I truly hope that all of you will enjoy a journey of discovery through Rocket Boys. So everyone, please get a copy, and as I mentioned, I haven't had as much time to read as I would love to, so I've gotten through about 2 chapters so far, and I am looking forward to carving out some time and some weekends coming up to get through the rest of the book, and I can't wait to talk to people about the book. So we will be hosting some gatherings so that we can all talk about what we learned and what we enjoyed about reading the book as well. So, and I also have to acknowledge that I saw my husband walk in, so I guess he couldn't resist the opportunity to come to this event because he knows how much I love to read, and I'm actually addicted to buying books. We have a whole lot of books at home, and his favorite thing to say is, "Babe, put that book down and pay attention to me." So I try to strike that balance, but a lot of times the book wins out. Thanks for being here, honey. But thank you to everyone that helped to make this possible, and I'm so looking forward to all of San Antonio getting together and reading this book and then other books to come so that we can continue to promote literacy and just lifelong learning, because in today's culture and economy, we can't just rest on our laurels just because you got a degree or you achieved a certain status. We all have to keep learning so that we can continue to be productive, and beyond that, it's just, there's so much joy in it. So I hope that you all enjoy our first book, Rocket Boys.